Hello students, today we are going to solve practice set 13.2. First one is, in each pair of triangles given below, parts shown by identical marks are congruent. State the test and the one-to-one correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent and remaining congruent parts. Okay, state the test. Okay, and the one-to-one correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent and remaining congruent parts. Okay, in in this figure first, okay, we can see two triangles here. Okay, see, two identical marks we can see here. That means these two are congruent. Okay, that means this side MS, otherwise segment MS is congruent to segment BT, and we can see here mark, these two are right angle triangle. See, these marks tells us that these two are right angle triangles. Therefore MS, side MS is congruent to side BT, and MT is a hypotenuse for both the triangles. They are congruent with each other. Therefore in MST is correspondence with TBM. Okay, therefore triangle MST is congruent with TBM. Okay, and then they said state the this is because they are congruent because hypotenuse side test. This hypotenuse is common to both the triangles and these two sides are congruent, that is given. Therefore these two triangles are congruent of hypotenuse side test. Okay, then and remaining congruent parts we have to state now here. Remaining congruent parts means here this corresponding sides. See, side ST is congruent to side MB because they are corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. Okay, and angle SMT means, that is angle M here, angle SMT is congruent to angle BTM. See, this is congruent to this angle. Okay, and another one is angle STM is congruent with angle SMB or BMS, this angle. This is congruent with this angle and this angle is congruent with this angle. Okay, therefore here we will write here solutions. Solution here MST is correspondence with TBM. Okay, MST correspondence with TBM. TBM, this is, and therefore triangle MST is congruent to triangle TBM. Triangle TBM because of the hypotenuse side test. Okay, and now remaining congruent parts. Remaining congruent parts. Okay, in this, side ST is congruent with side MB because they are corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. These two are congruent triangles. This is already given here. This is right angle triangle. These two sides are congruent. This is a common hypotenuse for both the triangles. Therefore, these two triangles are hypotenuse side test, they are congruent. Okay, now remaining congruent parts are side ST is congruent with side MB. We'll write here side ST is congruent to side BM, MB or BM. Okay, because corresponding sides of a congruent triangle. Congruent triangle. Congruent triangles. Okay. Therefore, angle SMT, this angle is congruent to angle BTM, this angle. See, this angle is congruent to this angle, and another one is angle TMB. This angle, okay, is congruent with angle angle STM. See this angle, this. Okay, now write here angle SMT, this angle is congruent with BTM, angle BTM congruent, and another one is angle BMT, this angle BMT is congruent to angle STM, because these are corresponding angles of a congruent triangles. Congruent triangles. Now the second one is, in this figure we can see two triangles here. Okay, two triangles. We can see so here identical marks we can see here. Here we can see identical marks. That means, see, two triangles means PRQ and triangle TRS. Okay, in this side PR, this is congruent to side TR. This is given, and side QR is congruent to side SR. This is also a given. Okay, angle formed by these two sides, obviously they are congruent. No, therefore these two triangles are congruent by SAS test, side angle side test. This is given. That is what state the test. This is SAS test. Okay, that is both are congruent. After that we have to see remaining congruent parts. Which are the remaining congruent parts? This segment PQ is congruent to segment ST. Why? Because these two sides are corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. These two are congruent triangles. These are we have proved here because it is given here. No, then PQ is congruent to side ST. Side PQ is congruent to side ST. Therefore, therefore angle P is congruent to angle T. No, and angle Q, this angle, is congruent to angle S because they are corresponding angles of a congruent triangles. Okay, therefore we'll write here, see in this figure, solution. PRQ, okay, PRQ is correspondence with TRS, okay. Therefore, triangle PRQ is congruent with to triangle TRS by SAS test. Now remaining congruent parts, okay, segment or side. Segment PQ, this segment PQ is congruent to segment ST because these are the sides, corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. Segment PQ is congruent to segment ST or ST. These are corresponding sides. Corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. Corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. Now angle QPR is congruent to angle STR. This angle P is congruent to angle T, that is angle QPR is congruent to angle STR. Angle QPR is congruent to angle STR. And another one is angle PQR. This angle is congruent to this angle S. Therefore, angle PQR is congruent to angle TSR. These are corresponding angles. Of congruent triangles. Okay. Third one is, in this figure we can see a pair of triangles here. Okay. Triangle HDC and triangle DCH and triangle DFC. DHC and DFC, no? Okay, in these two triangles, see, you can see a identical marks here, means angle H is congruent to angle F. Okay, then angle DCH is congruent to angle DCF. This is given. Okay, now you have to state the test. This is, see, this angle is congruent to this angle and this angle is congruent to this angle. Therefore, AAS test. These two triangles are congruent by AAS test, angle side test. Okay, this is, then remaining congruent parts we have to mention now. Which are the remaining congruent parts? Segment HC is congruent with segment FC, okay, and segment DH is congruent to segment DF, because these are corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. Therefore, angle HDC is congruent to angle FDC. This angle is congruent to this angle. Okay, yeah, let's write here. Solution. Okay, here HDC or DCH correspondence with FDC. DCH correspondence with DCF. Okay, therefore triangle DCH is congruent to triangle DCF by AAS test. Okay, AAS test. Now remaining congruent parts. Okay, remaining congruent parts. Segment HC congruent to FC. Okay, segment HC is congruent to segment FC. Okay, and segment DH, okay, congruent to DF, because these are corresponding sides. Of congruent triangles. Okay, therefore angle HDC, this angle, okay, is congruent to angle FDC, this angle. Therefore, angle HDC is congruent to angle FDC, because corresponding angles. Of a congruent triangle. Congruent triangles. Here in second one now, see, in this adjacent figure, okay, in the adjacent figure segment AD, okay, segment AD is congruent to segment EC. Okay. Which additional information is needed to show that triangle ABD is and triangle EBC will be congruent by AAS test? Okay, angle side test. Okay, in this figure, see, two identical marks given means segment AD is congruent to segment EC. Okay, that is given, but we have to now show that angle are congruent. That would be angle D congruent to angle E. Okay, otherwise, or angle A is congruent to angle C. That means angle ADB, this angle is congruent to angle CEB, this angle. Okay, this okay, or angle DAB, this angle is congruent to angle ECB. No? I will write here. Solution is the additional information is needed to show that triangle ABD and triangle EBC will be congruent by AAS test. This would be, that is, angle ADB, okay, angle ADB, this angle is congruent to this angle. Angle ADB is congruent to angle CEB, congruent to CEB, angle CEB, okay, or angle DAB is congruent to DAB, this congruent to angle ECB, okay. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any doubts, don't hesitate to ask in comment section. Okay, bye.